Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do this crocheted hat. It's pretty basic and simple. There's single crochets, there's chains, there's half double crochets, double crochets, and there's actually a crisscross that happens within one round, or depending on how many repeats you do. So for instance, in this particular hat, I've only done the crisscross round one time. So pretty simple. We're going to go through the first 6 rounds pretty quickly. They are pretty basic rounds. You're going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 stitches. So I will show you how to work those increases. We're going to start off with 10 double crochets, and you can do that in your magic circle, or you can do that by chaining 4, 3, 4, and slip stitching to the first chain. So this is Premier Everyday. This particular one is Premier Everyday, anti-pilling, and it is a worsted weight. Recommended hook size was a 5mm. I did use a 5mm for this hat. What I'm going to work it up in is Premier Basics Mosaic, and it is also a worsted weight, but the recommended hook size is a 5.5mm. So this color is color C, color number 2080-05. So here we are. I love it. It's so pretty. Super pretty. So I will be using that to work up this hat if you want to follow along with me. All right, we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, you can do this magic circle if you so choose. I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain like such. And now I'm going to be working over the tail, and I'm also going to show you how I do the mock double crochet. Now I'm going to go real slow on this very first one, and thereafter I'll just say I'm doing a mock double crochet. If you would like to do a chain of 2 or 3 as your replacement for the first double crochet, you can do so. That is entirely up to you. Or you can chain 1 and double crochet into it. Up to you. But for me and my patterns, I do what's called a mock double crochet. So I pull up a loop about the height of a double crochet. I place my finger on that loop on the hook. Now it can slide up and down, but it cannot slide left or right around it. I've got it held tight. Then I bring that hook towards me, down and under, and back up. Now I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to go into the stitch, or in this case, it is the ring, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So I now have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through the last 2. Now this one that you've been holding is the top of your stitch. So when you pull that through, here is that top of your double crochet. And that is where you'll place your stitch marker. So we'll just stick that stitch marker into the top of that stitch. Now we can move on and place 9 more double crochets in around this ring. And again, I'm working over the top of that tail, so I can use the tail to cinch down the top once I've completed the 9 double crochets in addition to that first one. So you will have a total of 10 double crochets. So go ahead and complete your round. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more will make 10. And then I can slip stitch to the top of my mock double crochet by removing that stitch marker, inserting my hook into the top of that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. So here we are, our 10 double crochets, and you have that tail that you can cinch down, and there we go. All right, so the next round we're gonna jump to 20 double crochets by putting 2 in every stitch. Pull up and do a mock double crochet to start in that same stitch. Replace my stitch marker. And one more back into that same stitch. So your repeat is to place 2 double crochets in every stitch around, ending with a total of 20 stitches. And I will be back once I get to the end. All right, let's begin round 3. Round 3 equals 30 double crochets. So again, we're going to start with a mock double crochet and a second double crochet into the same stitch. I want to replace my stitch marker here on this first one. Now we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And repeat 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1 and 2. 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to continue that repeat all the way around until you have a total of 30 double crochets. I'll meet up with you at the end. Coming up to the last stitch of round 3, you should have 1 double crochet into the last stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch to that first stitch and begin round 4. Round 4 begins with a double crochet, the mock double crochet, and a second stitch in the first stitch. So 2 double crochets. I'm going to replace my stitch marker before I go any further. So 2 double crochets in the first stitch and 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. That is your repeat. 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. At the end of round 4, you will have 40 double crochets. All right, let's move on to round 5. Round 5 is 50 double crochets. So we're going to start with 2 in the very first stitch, starting with my mock double crochet and 1 more double crochet into that same stitch. Replace my stitch marker. Then we're going to place 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches this time. So 1, 2, and 3. And then repeat 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to continue that repeat all the way around, slip stitching to the very first stitch, and then we will begin round 6. Our final round of increases is round 6. All right, last increase round. We're going to place 1 mock double crochet into the first stitch and 1 regular double crochet into the first stitch. So that gives us a total of 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Then we're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and that will be your repeat for round 6. It's 2, 3, and 4. Now we'll repeat 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 4. That is your repeat for the round. Go ahead and continue that with 2 double crochets in the next stitch and 1 in each of the next 4, and slip stitch to your first stitch at the end of the round. Once you have completed that, we will begin the body of the hat pattern. All right, now we're going to begin the body of the hat. From this point out, I'm going to do the repeats, and you can repeat them as many times as you so choose. The next 5 rounds are your repeating rounds for the body of your hat. All right, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch. Replace our stitch marker so we know the beginning and end of the round. Now you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next. That's your repeat for the first of the 5 repeating rounds. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Now when you get to the end, you will be chaining 1, skipping 1, and slip stitching to the top of your first stitch. And then we'll move on to round 2 of the body of the hat. All right, so when you come to the end, just make sure that when you're doing your chains, you're not making them so tight that this draws in all the way around. You don't want these chain 1 rounds to be real tight. So make sure that when you are chaining that 1 in between the 2 single crochets, that it's just slightly on the looser side. All right, so we've slip stitched to the very first single crochet. Now we're going to slip stitch over to that chain 1 space, the first chain 1 space. Now we're going to chain 1 and single crochet into the chain 1 space, replacing the stitch marker. That way we know that's the beginning and end of our round. And once again, we are going to be chaining 1, skipping 1, and single crochet into the chain 1 spaces this time. So chain 1, skip the single crochet, and into the chain 1 space, place a single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the chain 1 space. This is round 2 of the body. All right, I'm here at the end of round 2 of the body. I'm going to slip stitch to that very first single crochet. And now we're going to begin round 3. Round 3 is a half double crochet round, the same with round 4. So you're going to place a half double crochet. So we're going to chain 1 and half double crochet into that very first stitch. Replace our stitch marker. And now you're going to place 1 half double crochet into the chain 1 space, a half double crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. Half double into the chain 1, half double into the next stitch, half double into the chain 1, and half double into the next stitch. So you're going to work that all the way around. You should still have 60 stitches at the end of this round. 60 half double crochets. You will slip stitch to this very first stitch. And you will work one more round, round 4 of half double crochets. 1 in every stitch all the way around. So both rounds 3 and 4 are half double crochets, 60 stitches all the way around. I'll meet up with you at the end of round 4, and we will do repeating round 5 together. All right. I have reached the end of round 4, so that is 2 rounds of single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, and 2 rounds of half double crochets. Now this is round 5, the last of your repeating rounds, and we're going to start with a mock double crochet in the first stitch. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and place a double crochet into the following stitch, because we're going to do a crisscross. So we're going to skip this next stitch and double crochet into the following. Then we're going to come back and double crochet into our skipped stitch. Now we're going to jump over to the next stitch. So this is the last used stitch here for the crisscross. You're going to go to the next one and place a double crochet. And that is your repeat for the round. So double crochet into the next stitch. Skip the next stitch and double crochet into the following. And then come back and double crochet into your skipped stitch. And then double crochet into the very next stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. Your last stitch will be a double crochet. So you will have 2 double crochets side by side, just like here. All right, let's go ahead and work that one more time, and then I'm going to turn you loose to finish the round by yourself. We're going to double crochet into the next stitch. Skip the following stitch and double crochet into the next. Come back and double crochet into the skipped stitch. And then skip back over to the next unworked stitch and place a double crochet into it. Go ahead and repeat that all the way around, slipping to your very first double crochet at the end of the round. All right, as I said, your last stitch will be a double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. So that gives us 2 double crochets between those crisscrosses. All right, so now we're going to repeating rounds 1 through 4. Chain 1, single crochet back into the same stitch, replace your stitch marker. And now chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next. That is your repeat for this round. So what we'll do is we'll put a timestamp in the description box for rounds 1 through 5, and you can repeat them for how many ever times you would like. But for this tutorial and for this hat, that I have already made, I repeated rounds 1 through 4 one more time and then did the brim. I'm going to go ahead and complete rounds 1 through 4, and then I will come back and show you how to do the brim. All right, so now you have completed your 5 repeats. I know it's a little harder to see on this one, on the mosaic, but we'll bring back over the purple. So you have created the 5 repeats and then repeated 1 through 4. Now we're on to the brim. The brim is a very simple, first round is just 1 double crochet in every stitch. And then the following round is a front post, back post. and the rounds thereafter until the brim is to the height you so choose. So we're going to go ahead, and here is a double crochet in the first stitch and 1 double crochet in each of the remaining 59 stitches all the way around. My yarn is hung up and it's coming off my hook here. So just 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. You will have a total of 60 double crochets at the end of the first round of your brim. And I'll come back and show you how to work the front post, back post, and continue that on for the size of brim you so choose. All right, so now we're going to begin our round repeat for the brim. Now you can make this as long as you so choose. You can make it short. You can make how many ever rounds you want to do. You will follow this repeat in order to complete the round. You will slip stitch to the top of your first stitch. Now, in order to continue creating a front post, your very first stitch is a front post. Now, whether you do a mock double crochet or you do a chain, either way, what you're going to want to do is slip stitch around that post if you're chaining. That way it brings it to the front right away. And then go ahead and do your chain from there. For those of us that are doing the mock double crochet, we're going to pull up our loop just as we've done before and start to create that mock double crochet. Now we need to make sure that it is a front post mock double crochet. So we're going to go around that post, that very first post, and yarn over and pull a loop up, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and place your stitch marker at the top of that mock double crochet. And what that'll do is create your very first stitch as a front post right away. Now we're going to do a back post double crochet, which means we're going to come in behind over the top of the next post, pop out the back, yarn over, pull through, and then create your double crochet. So there's your front post and your back post. Let's do a front post again. Gonna go in behind and pop out the other side, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through, and yarn over, go through 2. 2 and 2. And that is all there is to this round, and how many ever rounds of repeats you would like to make for your brim. That is entirely up to you. So that is it for this particular hat. Just a little bit of crisscross stitches and not a whole lot of different textures. And the reason I did that was because you can use a busier yarn versus a solid. We're not looking at necessarily the stitches, the stitch work. We're looking at the yarn. So that was more of along the lines as to why I did this hat the way that I did it. We wanted to check out this busy yarn versus a solid. So here is the solid, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up the brim on this busier yarn hat. I will put them on the mannequin heads, Fred and Ethel. Take a picture for you so you can see what this one looks like finished. And yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comment section or send me an email. You can also join us over on the Facebook group where we like to share our finished projects or our works in progress, either or. If you have questions and you're over there in the group, you can ask me over there as well. And I will do my best to help you through it and move on to the next part. I hope that you get some use out of this hat beanie pattern. All right, everyone. Until the next video, be blessed, be a blessing, and bye for now.